Now, we've got some guests coming in just after 5 from Jesus Christ Superstar. We got Matt Hewitt, who's the overall king producer. I don't know what to call these people other than Sir. And also, Jay Franklin's coming in, Lizzie Hesselworth, Mandy Chambers. I don't know if there are any more, but I'll tell you as soon as I find out. And I'll let you tell them. No, I won't. I'll let them tell you what their characters are in Jesus Christ Superstar. And I'll buy you coffee if you can guess what I'm going to be. Remind me to tell you by the end of the show, won't you? You'll never guess. It's going to be very hard for me to do. So that was Kylie Minogue, Red-Blooded Woman. And so I thought what I would do now is introduce you to, at least 3 red-blooded women. I've been having quite a laugh while you've been listening to that. So I thought I would probably share it with you and let you meet them. So let me first of all introduce. We'll start with Lizzie. Say hello, Lizzie.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Mandy.
Hello.
Got one more lady here. We got Jay.
Hi there.
This is, a bevy of beauties from Jesus Christ Superstar. And they've all got amazing roles, multi-talented, sometimes several parts, really. You do all sorts of things, don't you? But what really just happened was Lizzie came in and put a pair of socks on the table. Do you want to tell us what you've been doing with those little dance shoes?
We have to wear shoes that we are able to dance in safely. Now, for me, never ever having been a dancer, that's quite a challenge. So in all the practices, I've been wearing those little slipper socks with the grips on. And we had an impromptu practice last night, Jay, Mandy, and Ella actually, and myself, and we were talking about the possibility of how to get the slipper socks looking aged. So I dyed them last night in tea bags and coffee, and my husband Johnny suggested a little bit of Domestos would help, and they've come out looking suitably grubby and dirty, so I've just got to pass them by the boss when he arrives. And
I think he must be stuck in traffic.
Yeah, I think he must be stuck in traffic. So these are hopefully what I'm going to be wearing. Of course, you can't see them. But
you can't, but
no,
let me just tell you, they're hideous.
They really are.
They really are hideous.
Yeah.
And we've also had a couple of them dancing in the studio while you've been listening to the music. So it's going to get quite energetic. But I'm just going to play you a few messages first and another song, and then we'll get into the interview proper with the cast from Jesus Christ Superstar. That's Johnny Hates Jazz. I don't know why. It's called I Don't Want to Be a Hero, but I'm sat in the studio with at least 4 heroes, and they're all here now. So let me introduce you. First of all to Matt. Hello.
Hello, Ella. How are you?
I'm absolutely fine.
Good. You look fine. You look more than fine. You look gorgeous.
Oh, well, you can come every week now. About this time, is that okay?
That's very right.
Tell me about this amazing show that you're putting on.
Wow. Where do we start? Jesus Christ Superstar, St Wulfram's Church. So we're really lucky, Ella, that we have this incredible venue to stage the production in. There is nowhere better than St Wulfram's that I can think of, perhaps in the country. It is so right for the show. It's such a beautiful venue at St Wulfram's. I want to thank Father Stuart and Elaine and Mel and everyone at St Wulfram's, because they can't do enough for us. They're absolutely fantastic. We're really excited about using the venue, really, really excited about it. Our designer, Neil Martin, has designed an incredible set where we have 3 different stages all over the church on 16 different levels, and there's a big catwalk down the centre, so it's almost like the audience are in the round, and nearly all of the cast are on all of the time. It's really immersive theatre. It's a new way of doing a show, I think, in St Wulfram's. It's certainly a new way of doing Jesus Christ Superstar, but we're so excited about the show. We've got a wonderful cast. We've got 56 people in the cast, from little Gracie, aged 5? Is she 5, Gracie?
She's older than
Oh, my word. She's like 10. I knew that, Gracie. I knew that. I was just seeing Lizzie. 2 people, like the ladies on my left, which must be all of 40 by now.
We wish.
But I'm so lucky with the cast. Everyone's working really hard. It's a fantastic cast that have travelled from, yes, there's a lot of Grantham local people involved, which is fabulous, but people have travelled from Stamford and from Lincoln and from, there's a couple from Nottingham, and so from all around the county, really, and they've worked so hard. The production's now really coming together. I think it will be a really special production, will this?
And
Melton. I think Andy Brown's from Melton as well. We've got so many good people in the show. We've got so many good creatives on the show. It's a fantastic show anyway. The story is fantastic. The music is fantastic. And everything about it, what we're trying to create, will be an experience for the audience and not just a production. So things could not be better, Ella, to be honest, as you well know, because you are in it, aren't you?
Do you know, I've offered a coffee to anybody that can guess my part.
Is that all? A coffee?
Well, yeah. In case a lot of them get it right, I've got to be careful.
Yeah, okay. Well, we won't give anything
we're
away.
Going to talk about the characters in the performance with your fellow cast members here.
Absolutely.
So, who are we going to start with? They're all pointing at one another. Right, now, so this is Jay. Jay's coming on next. Come on, Jay, talk to us.
Okay, well, it's been pointed out to me that I'm actually 3 different characters, which I hadn't realised. So I start off as a beggar. I don't move an awful lot from that theme. And then in the marketplace scene, I'm a seller of birds. And then I end up the starring role as Leper 2.
Yeah, very important. Leper 2.
So, do you make much when you're begging?
I'm keeping that to myself. The taxman might be listening.
Oh, well, I'll say no more then. So bits start dropping off you a bit later on, do they?
Yes, as I get more and more fatigued, that seems to happen, yes.
Is this something you do a lot of? Not leper, but, acting and...
Actually, this is the first time I've ever done it in my life.
Is it really?
It is, and I really wish I'd done it donkey's years ago.
You must be really enjoying it then.
Love it, absolutely love it, yeah.
So can you tell us the dates that it's on, the performance?
It's from the 7th to the 13th of August, and there's a matinee on the Saturday.
So 2 performances on the Saturday, nothing on the Sunday because it's church services all day. And the tickets, they can get tickets because there's some left, isn't there? They are selling very well.
They are selling very well.
But there are some tickets
left. I believe you can get it online. You can get them from the Guildhall.
Yes, Guildhall. I think it's www.guildhallartscentre.com. Something or other. You'll find it anyway.
Pop into the box office, or you can give them a ring, or you can go online. Fantastic.
So we've got, what did we say? A beggar, a bird seller, and a leper. Let's move on and talk to Mandy. Mandy, what are you?
I primarily play the part of a musician throughout the show. So she's kind of a little bit of a loner, really. She has joy in her own music and kind of sits in her own little world throughout the show in that respect, and people come and join her and listen to her. But as Jesus comes in, she kind of is really looking forward to sharing that joy and having somebody else that gives joy to other people as well. So that's primarily my character throughout the show, albeit I do have a solo part as Maid by the Fire, as part of Peter's Denial, which is fabulous, and just the rest of the ensemble all the way through. So we come in and out, but my character primarily stays the same throughout the show.
And you look delighted with this as well.
Oh, I'm absolutely thrilled to be part of this. I, like Jay, have never ever done anything like this in my life before. It's always been a little bit of an ambition of mine to do musical theatre, and I can't say how much I'm enjoying being part of this. It's just, it brings us all alive, I think, every one of us, and it's just fabulous. And thank you to Matt for having us in the show. It's awesome. It really is.
And how amazing is it?
No one works harder than the people around me at the minute. Jay and Lizzie, yourself and Mandy. No one puts in more effort. And I know people are saying, well, I've only got a line here and there. But the ladies work so hard. They're so committed to the show. It's a pleasure to work with them. It really is.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
That's such a lovely thing to say. Did I say I'd give you a tenner?
Well, you said 20, but I'll have a tenner.
Right. We're going to move on now and just have a little chat with Lizzie.
Okay.
I know you've got a complex character.
Well, I just wanted to start with where it started for me. This time last year, it was August, I saw this advert for Phantom of the Opera. And I thought, wow, fabulous. I will go and see it. And I went to the Priory, just got a ticket on the day, and I was completely bowled over by the quality and the standard of that production. And I love the West End, and as far as I was concerned, it certainly equalled, and if not bettered, a lot of productions that I'd seen. One night, as my husband will tell you, I'm often sitting up in bed, not asleep, but on my phone, and I suddenly saw Jesus Christ Superstar coming to Grantham. Any age may apply, and I thought, seriously? So I started not very short application.
Because
so those who know me well know that I
surprise me,
I
Lizzie.
waffle on, don't I, Mandy? So I sent in quite a long thing, thinking that would be it. He wouldn't want somebody of my age. And so I applied and had a message back saying, yes, please come along, come and audition, come and sing, and yes, you're welcome, and all that sort of lovely words. And so whilst I've been a teacher all my life, and I've done loads of productions with children, I've never actually learnt or studied acting before. So when Matt said to us, think about your character, it's got to come from inside you, and I started to think, what do I know in my life? I know family, I have fabulous grandchildren who I love dearly, and I've been a teacher. And then I spotted these one or two lovely children running round, and I saw Grace, and I said, what are you, Grace? And she said, don't really know. I said, would you like to be my grandchild? And so she said, oh yes, please. And then Lita came along and suggested that maybe she could be my daughter and she would be Grace's mum. And so we thought, oh, we're getting a family unit. And then Mariana came and joined us, and then Sophie, and then Tommy. So I have 4 grandchildren in the show, which is fabulous. Do you want me to carry on, Ella?
All the laundry and cooking must be, and you're not very good at the laundry, because I've seen the state of those socks you've dyed
I know.
to dance in. They are the most hideous colour, folks.
They are.
I can't tell you how awful they
I
are.
was so proud of them as well. Johnny got up before I did this morning. He said, oh, you should see your socks. You're going to love them. So...
Well, I'm going to put a song on now, just to sort of give the listeners a chance to go and sort of look at the tea, make sure it's not burning, and we'll talk again in just a couple of minutes.
Help me put my mind to rest.
So that was Avicii and Aloe Black with SOS. That's up to date. The next song you're going to hear will be from Jesus Christ Superstar, but we'll just have a quick moment with our guests. And let me tell you, I'm sitting in the studio with Matt Hewitt, who is the director and producer of Jesus Christ Superstar, which is going to be in St Wulfram's Church in August the 7th to the 13th. So you've got a whole week. So you need to get a ticket for this, because it's going to be amazing. And also, we've got Jay Franklin, we've got Mandy Chambers, and we've got sitting there looking absolutely glamorous. Lizzie's been in before. She's the lady with the rainbow hair, so she's sitting there. She's a mass of colours. So we've talked about characters. What's the most challenging part? We'll start with Jay again. What's the most challenging part of doing Jesus Christ Superstar, Jay?
I'm going to have to admit my age here, aren't I?
No, you don't have to, because I certainly won't.
And also that I didn't actually let on that I'd had a hip replacement sort of not very long before I actually auditioned, and the choreographer actually said to me, well, never mind, you can go around in circles. So my problem has been that when I'm on the floor I can't get up again. So it's been quite handy being the beggar, because everybody just drags me
just
up off the
help
floor.
you,
They
don't
just
they?
drag me around. Yeah.
Well, you're floating in your lovely sort of clothing, and she's got long hair, and she looks glorious. So nobody minds helping you up. Nobody minds
It's very
at all.
funny. We managed to knit it in quite well, so hopefully you won't notice.
So we do we move quite a lot, don't we?
We do.
And
yes.
and as Matt said, we're all there in front of the audience the whole of the show, aren't we?
That's right.
It is. The ensemble play a massive part in Jesus Christ Superstar, especially in the way that we're doing it, Ella, as you know, because the ensemble are hardly ever off. And the fact is that wherever you sit in St Wulfram's, you have got a cast member within 2 feet of you. You know, so it's really not all about the principals all of the time. It really isn't.
So you're not just coming to see Jesus Christ Superstar, you're actually going to live it. I thought I'd tell you that. Now you'll get your tickets, won't you? From the Guildhall box office. Mandy, what about you? What have you found particularly challenging?
I think the main challenge is actually trying to hold your vocal line and move
At the same
At the same
time.
time, because obviously I've sung before, but I've never sung, danced and acted ever. So combining those 3 things together as you get older is much more challenging for your brain to handle. So, but yeah, I think with a lot of sort of practice from separate practice as well. We're getting there, but it's great fun as well as being a challenge. I love to challenge myself. So that's one of the reasons for doing this. But having so much joy doing it. Last year I did a 200-mile cycle ride for charity, which was my challenge, having never cycled more than 9 miles before. So I love to try something new, but this is part of what I love about my life, music and everything. So it's fabulous. Yeah, I love it.
Well, I can see that you do like to bring the changes with your challenges as well.
I do, yeah.
We do have 1 or 2 little private rehearsals.
We do.
The 4 of us, and there's far too much laughter. Far too much.
Oh, we don't want any of that.
Laughter
Too much joy.
Laughter and cake. I can do cake as well.
I wasn't going to tell him about the cake. All right, Lizzie, your greatest challenge, apart from dyeing your shoes?
Yeah, well, I think for me, I mean, I've been a musician all my life. I taught music in school, taught singing choirs, orchestra, all that sort of thing. But I've never danced as such or acted, as I said, apart from a year when I was 11 and I did ballet and I was told I wasn't the right shape or the right size and I didn't have the aptitude. And for me, the greatest challenge is because my second character is leper number 4. Probably
We've got 2 lepers in the studio.
So, and I was rubbing my hands in glee when I thought that I didn't have to do the leper dance because
I don't think you should when you're a leper.
I was down on the floor. And then I arrived a couple of weeks later and Chloe said, "Oh, come with me quickly. You've got to go. We're doing the leper dance. The 5 lepers, I think there are. And we're doing it during the finale." And I said, "What, with everybody else?" "No, we're doing it on our own." Now, that move, the whole cast knows how I've struggled. I have struggled. I have practiced in the kitchen and everywhere. Kate, who is our sort of dance leader, has been superbly patient with me. Jay's helped me, Chloe's helped me, and even my daughter videoing me and then playing it back and looking at where I think I've got it, Matt. I think she's got it at last. You might disagree next time you see me doing it, but that singing, and I think it's also getting the words. I've learned them, and yet getting them to come at the speed that all the younger ones are singing is challenging.
It's hard, isn't it? Because we have in Jesus Christ Superstar, we have what you call a core dance company, don't we? So we have 12 sort of out-and-out dancers. Well, they're actors and singers as well, of course, but they do all the very, very tricky choreography.
They are amazing.
They're very, very, very good. They're very good. But the whole company, what Lizzie's saying as well, the whole company join in. So there's no hiding place. So the core dance company may lead it and may start it off, but the ensemble join in and do a lot of the same moves. So it's not like the ensemble are doing step click at the back, is it?
No.
They're still doing part of that routine.
Not at all.
No step clicking.
Yes. And the buzz phrase for the lepers is "mustn't crumble."
Yes. Mustn't crumble. I
The
like
leopard
that,
dance.
Jay.
There could be a new craze this summer, you know, the leopard dance.
Leopard dance.
They are the most beautiful lepers you've ever seen. They're absolutely gorgeous. And they do sing, move and crumble all in one go. It's absolutely fabulous. Matt, what's your background? Because you've come quite a long way to get to this, haven't you?
Yeah, my background, I trained at a theatre school called Bristol LV for 3 years. When I was much younger, and then I went into fame in the West End, playing a part called Joe Vega, who's like the idiot, cheeky part. I enjoyed that.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, and then I went into Blood Brothers in the West End, and a few shows. I did another show in the West End called Kensington Gardens, which shut after 4 weeks. Wasn't very good. Am I allowed to say that? And then I went on tour. I played Rooster and Annie on tour for a few years. I've done a lot of musicals, some plays. I've done quite a lot of telly. I did a soap opera called Jupiter Moon, which was a Sky soap opera, which people call Crossroads in Space. That was another thing that was dreadful. Everything I've done is dreadful.
But this won't be.
No.
And then I started directing, I started producing, and I started teaching and working with... at first, like the youth productions, which I think Lizzie's talking about with Phantom of the Opera, and then moved on to working with more adult companies as well as youth companies. So nowadays, I don't act anymore. I used to do panto in Lincoln all the time, but I stopped that a few years ago because I've got 2 little kiddies now. I never saw them, you know, so I have to see them a little bit. And,
You do.
And now I just sort of produce and direct and tell people what to do instead of doing it myself. Can I also say about Adam?
Adam,
Yes, I've already wished him happy birthday.
Oh, yes, is it today?
No, it's not today.
Oh,
no,
I was
it's
gonna
at the
say
weekend.
something to him, but
No, it's not today. I can tell you.
He's 30, isn't he?
Yes.
Well,
Oh, I didn't say that.
I mean,
Goodness
all,
me.
all of the creative team are fabulous. And Adam, I mean,
Friday.
right at the very first session, I mean, I crawled my way to the back and laughed my way through the movements because I couldn't do it. And I went up to him afterwards and I said, Adam, I've no idea what I'm doing. I just maybe can do the first bit. And he took me by the hand and he said, right, let me help you. And he was so lovely and so sweet, you know, because...
very, very
and
encouraging.
And I've actually found that with all the cast, they don't look down their noses. It's obvious that we're not as fit and as talented as far as the dancing goes as some of them, but they're all lovely. Lee, absolute star, all of them, you know, Roxanne, Lucy.
I know, we're really lucky.
You
We're
know,
absolutely
all
so
lovely,
lucky.
lovely people, very understanding and helpful and supportive. I just love it. I don't know what I'm going to do when it's over, to be honest.
Well, we'll do another one.
Yes, please.
I've just applied for the rights today to do another show next year.
Not The Sound of Music.
Could we
Not
have a
Sound of Music.
Could we have a couple of weeks holiday first?
Yeah, a couple of weeks.
Please.
A couple of days.
From this one first.
I'm just going to play you a few messages now and then something from the show. It's called Simon Zealots and it's from Jesus Christ Superstar. I hope you enjoy it. It's a little flavour of what you've got to come. I'm going to reintroduce you to our guest because we've got Matt, who is the producer of Jesus Christ Superstar, which is going to take place in St Wulfram's in August, the 7th to the 13th of August. And you can get your tickets from the Guildhall box office here in Grantham and online on their website. You can choose your position to sit and you're going to have a fabulous time. We've also got 3 cast members sitting here. We've got Lizzie and Jay and Mandy sitting here. But we're going to talk to you now about the music because we're getting some fabulous musical direction, aren't we?
Lee is just amazing.
And Lee's double role, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
He's
Jesus.
just Jesus
Yeah,
as
he's
well.
Jesus, yeah.
I went to see the original of Jesus Christ Superstar in the early 70s, and my recollection of that isn't as clear as it was a long time ago, but I reckon Lee gives a run for all money. Now, what's what I'm trying to say?
Them all a run for their money.
Yes, all a run for the money. I reckon he could have taken any of the Jesuses on. He's so dramatic, so emotional, so empathetic. Would you agree?
And he looks like him.
And he
What do you
looks like
imagine?
him as
Yes.
well. The
He
hair
does
is
look
He's been
like
growing
him.
his hair for months now to try and get it longer, hasn't he?
He does that. He gets really, really into it. He really
Oh,
lives
it's
it.
fabulous. Yeah.
Are you all getting very deep into your parts?
Oh,
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you let it spill over into your life? Are you going round begging, Jay? just wondering.
Yeah, and there's sort of, random lines. I'll suddenly spout something out while I'm walking or when I'm with my patients. Because, I work as an acupuncturist and quite often they'll say something and I'll sing to them.
That's
I guess
amazing,
I
isn't it?
am
Have you
really.
noticed on social media as well that all the cast talk in lyrics from the show now?
Yes.
We do.
Yeah, I know.
We do.
They're just endless. They crop up everywhere, don't they? So it's a very powerful show. It's going to take over your life, folks. Well, I think we're probably going to have to wind it up now because a couple of the members have got to go. I might hang on to Lizzie and Jay if they're not in a hurry. But I know a couple
What's
of
wrong
them
with
got
that?
to
What's
go.
wrong with me and Mandy?
Well, you've got to go.
Mandy's got to go.
I got to throw you out. They might let
She's
you
throwing
stay
us
if you
out.
cry.
She's throwing me out. I've made too much noise.
We have got rehearsal this evening. We've got to do. We've near the end of Act 2 now. We've got to do Judas's death.
Ooh, a bit traumatic,
Fascinating.
that one. Well, we will let you get on with it. We know it's going to be a fantastic show. It's in St Wulfram's Church. It's every night. It starts on a Wednesday. Final night is the following Tuesday. And there are 2 shows on Saturday. There's a matinee as well as the evening show. And no shows on Sunday because of church services, as you would expect. How does it feel to rehearse in the church? Who am I asking that to, do you think?
I just thought it was just utterly incredible. You walk in the door and I don't know, it just lifts you because the music lifts itself within the space because the acoustic is just fabulous. So I think it just adds that real depth of emotion and sound to the whole production. And I think we all walked away from that first rehearsal we had in the church a couple of weeks ago just going, wow, this is going to be incredible. you know, and the difference of the space and everything, it's just going to be awesome. It really is.
We've got, obviously, Ella, as well, we've got a full live orchestra. So at the minute we're rehearsing to piano and to tracks, but we've got an orchestra musical director in David Warman, who's incredible. And when we get the orchestra in, we've not worked with the orchestra yet, but when we do, and I think what Mandy's talking about, the sound at St Wolfram's, when we get the live orchestra in there as well, it's going to be fabulous. It's going to be fabulous. I'm really excited about it. I've never been this excited about a show.
Oh, you can tell we are.
We are excited.
I think it's the friendships that I've developed, especially.
Yeah. I was going to say
I
the same.
didn't know. I knew Ella before. Obviously, I didn't know Matt before. I didn't know Jay or Mandy. And I just feel that, for me, we'll be friends forever.
Oh, we will.
We
yeah,
will.
Absolutely.
It sounds a bit naff, doesn't it? But
no, but I just
We'll still be doing the moves forever.
we will.
We will. Because once we have learnt them, not going to let them go.
No, crikey, no, there's been far too much blood and sweat and tears in those moves.
No matter what show you do next, you're just going to do that moves.
We're going to be spending our life doing Christ, you know I love you.
Well, we're going to say goodbye now. I'm going to play What's the Buzz from the show. So for the two that have got to leave, I do expect you to do the moves on the way out.
Will do.
And I'll probably film it.
Fabulous.
And then I may blackmail you later.
Thank you, Ella.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
coming
very
in
much.
Thank
and
you for
promoting the
inviting us,
show.
Ella.